Hi everyone, welcome back. We just dealt with Abby's death, and I'm guessing the next episode is going to be the fallout, and maybe more of a Jen-centric episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Oh, it's going straight on from that night.
Okay, let's go upstairs.
Oh, were they thinking to, maybe go a little bit further than usual?
Jen.
What's wrong?
We're on the docks and we were drinking, and then
She fell.
her head. She drowned.
And the fact that she went to Dawson knowing that someone would be there. Is that her mom? Joey's mom? Is that the first image we've ever gotten of her?
This girl at my school died on Saturday night. She drowned.
Joey, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Were you too close?
No.
Remembering.
It also lets you know life is
We,
very short. And it can go in the blink of an eye. Yeah, everyone is going to be looking at her talking. Uh-oh.
I know you've all been dealt a heavy blow.
Yeah, but none of them really liked her, so they don't care.
I'd like to make an announcement. The Girls Service League is distributing yellow armbands that we're wearing in honor of Abby's memory. If anybody would like an armband, please meet me in the cafeteria at lunchtime.
It just feels so disingenuous, because Abby was really not liked.
I guess I'm feeling shocked. And she was so incredibly alive, and she had such a great spirit. It's
Yeah, because everyone's going to pretend that, oh, poor Abby, when they didn't like her.
Thank you so much for honoring Abby's memory.
Wow, though. Abby's gone.
Dawson, the truth is, I never really liked Abby.
We know.
Ditto.
I actively despised her.
Yeah, but she's dead.
The way she died is weird. I can't even imagine what the funeral's gonna be like.
I'm not going.
Okay.
Dawson, the last funeral I went to was my mom's. I mean, I haven't even been to her graveside.
You need to go to see her. It will help heal you.
like dealing with Abby's death isn't hard enough. But to watch everybody parade around acting like Abby was their best friend, it's sickening.
Jen, you weren't even really her friend.
Ah, bitch! Come on, Angie, say it. Abby was a bitch.
She was.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, well, you would have 3 days ago. Well, I don't think it's appropriate to malign her character after she's gone. It isn't maligning if it's true.
Oh.
She rejected me. She rejected you? If you hadn't rejected her at the wedding, none of this ever would have happened.
Oh no, you can't put the blame on Andy.
Why we were at the docks in the first place. Don't say that. I'm sorry, okay?
No, Jen's projecting.
I can't. I gotta go home.
She's projecting. Because Jen feels guilty, I imagine. Because she's the one who started speaking to Abby again.
No, the news is because of the award, I've been offered a job as a network correspondent.
Where?
It's a lot of money, it's high profile, it's in Philadelphia.
Okay, go for it.
Are you gonna take it?
Yeah?
Professionally, it's a huge leap for me. It's what I've always worked for.
Yeah, she wouldn't uproot you.
But I'm hitting my head up against the wall here, honey. Your father doesn't seem to have any interest in making things work. So if I do walk away from this career opportunity and I still lose my marriage...
Then you've gained nothing from it.
I always had the distinct impression that she was mocking me.
Yeah, she was.
She was, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Don't take it personally, Grams. Abby was mocking everyone.
I mean, she genuinely did, and to your face.
God has a plan for all of us, including Abby, including you.
Grims, I don't want to have a religious discussion right now.
Yeah, do we have to do this right now?
God, Pacey.
Was that her mom?
Look now, but Abby's mother just walked in.
Don't I know you?
Yes, Mrs. Morgan, I'm Andy McPhee. You drove me home once?
Oh, that's right. You're a friend of Abby's.
Oh?
Oh, Mrs. Morgan, I'm so sorry about what happened.
Thank you. Will you be coming to the funeral?
Tell you what, perfect casting choice. I could see them being related.
You have to deliver this eulogy. You just lay low or tell Abby's mother that you're too upset.
How'd you tell a grieving mother no? It's a nice house.
You okay?
But it's like every other house.
It occurred to me that I've never even seen her house. It's so pretty.
I know. I was half expecting this gothic castle, you know?
Yeah, right? Because of how Abby was.
Hey, what if Abby's mother saw us come in here together? She probably thinks I'm trying to get lucky in the middle of her daughter's memorial.
Oh, yeah, let's not go there.
This is her diary.
Uh-oh.
You know, the real thoughts of any girl lie within the confines of her personal
You
diary.
shouldn't be reading that, though. And she's dead.
I'm not doing this to satisfy my curiosity, Pacey. I'm doing this for Abby. Another unbelievably annoying day here on Walton's Mountain. That slut, Jen Lindley, literally stole my new boyfriend and right out from under my nose.
We remember that episode.
Dear Diary,
Uh-oh.
that new girl, Andy, is such a psycho. How many ways can you tell a person you don't like them? What? She just won't take a hint.
This is not a shock. How Abby spoke is how she would have written stuff. She wasn't nice.
I know this sounds a little morbid
But
about the fact that Abby and I kissed at Dawson's birthday party. Which means I am probably the last person that she ever kissed.
She
maybe.
went out with a bang.
Whoa. Joey.
Either.
You know what? I'm sorry if I threaten you and your safety net.
Yeah, it's also just really more because she's now dead.
I don't know, really. Mrs. Morgan asked Andy to give a eulogy.
When is the last time these two actually had a one-on-one?
It must be kind of a surreal experience
Because-
editing a movie in which one of your leading ladies is no longer.
But she's also smiling there. It's just such a contrast to who she was.
Think of the good times you shared with Abby. She'd want you to remember her that way.
Well, then you obviously didn't know Abby too well, because Abby is probably down there with Beelzebub doing tequila shooters.
I mean, but Abby probably, yeah, she would like that.
Oh, is pain. So you can just keep your Sunday school fables to yourself, because they make me puke.
Does it give you so much pleasure to shock and offend me? I am trying to be understanding, but
Oh.
You're finally sick of me, huh? I guess your infinite patience and compassion aren't as infinite as we thought. You know, if I can't just be myself and just speak my mind, maybe I should just move out.
To where? Your parents sent you here.
Oh, God, Pacey, what am I gonna do?
I'll give the speech.
You do that for me?
Don't do that. Don't let Pacey give the speech.
Look, Pacey, I know what it's like to care deeply about someone who has the propensity to become mentally unhinged, and I don't want to be that to you.
Andy.
Oh, Andy.
But don't let our roles become permanently etched in stone. I mean, me, the helpless lunatic, and you, the hero on horseback. I need to take care of myself.
Yeah, I agree with her. It's a really mature response as well.
I want you to know I forgive you.
Yeah, the wrong thing to say, Grams.
And that's something that you've never been able to provide.
Oh.
My name's Jen Lindley, and I was friends with Abby. As much as anybody could be, because Abby had a toxic personality that bordered on radioactive. And Abby could be spiteful, and Abby could certainly be petty.
But
Creating calamity and generally taking pleasure in other people's pain.
Schadenfreude.
Well, if God made Abby in his own image, then what does that say about God? What's most important is that Abby taught me the sadistic nature of our God. And while that knowledge is disturbing, it's true.
Wow, what a speech. And what a time to do it. I don't know if the mom's gonna thank her and say, I knew what my child was like. It was like, you destroyed this moment. Whoa. Wow, I've never seen Grounds look at Jen like that. Ever.
But there's another group of people just as important and just as priceless. They are the people who challenged me. Abby Morgan was one of those people. She was one of a kind.
She was definitely something. I mean, Abby went out in style. I think she actually would have enjoyed seeing this, watching this. That would have given her a lot of joy.
These last few days, McPhee.
She did do a perfect
But
eulogy
as
because she
usual, you
never did anything beyond saying certain phrases or words.
I cannot apologize enough. Abby's death wasn't your fault. It was mine.
That's what it's about.
I saw her in the water and she was so scared.
That's just a, yeah.
I'm a people pleaser. And sometimes in order to succeed in that, you have to be phony. Abby was the exact opposite.
Yeah, Abby was not phony. The first time is the hardest. At least she went. This is a good healing process for Joey. It's been 3 years, and you know what? It's okay. Yeah, there's her bag.
Up on my stuff.
I went to that funeral today to try to give you some support.
Yeah, but you also did the whole I forgive you.
How about a little understanding in return? How about a little compassion for me? Not just for my beliefs, but for me. Your grandmother who loves you, who would do anything for you, who would die for you.
Ooh.
So while it pains me more than you will ever know, Jennifer, I want you to move out.
To where?
Find somewhere else to live.
Wow. Would that could fracture their relationship forever. Oh. Uh-oh. What is going on? I don't know if that means Andy is going to have some sort of psychotic episode with hallucinations of Abby. That was a bit interesting to leave off on that sort of ending. I really did feel for Jen. You could tell she was projecting onto everyone her own guilt of being the one to invite Abby out and Abby dying. And she was actively putting it on people. And I'm very happy to see Jen admit it, because it's hard to admit it, especially when you're grieving so strongly and you don't have that much time, because it looks like only a little bit of time had passed. I did actually like how everyone was true to themselves. Abby was gone and Andy was a people pleaser. She just couldn't say no. And looking at the mom's face, that was really hard. And Pacey just not caring and being really frank and saying, I'm glad she's gone. Because he was probably the person who was being the most honest. No, actually, they were all being pretty honest. But yeah, I did like that they were all stuck to how they truly felt, because Abby wasn't a good person. She really wasn't. She really liked to watch people suffer. If she had been watching that wedding, she would have been smiling and laughing about everything going on. She just wasn't a nice person. But I'm really going to miss the character because she was that kind of fresh of breath. She was that breath of fresh air that was needed sometimes in a show like this. She would tell it straight. It would hurt your feelings, and then you would say it back to her, and her feelings were hurt. But it got Andy to kind of relieve a bit of that mourning about Tim, and the same for Joey. She got to go to her mom's grave side for the first time in 3 years and truly grieve, and it's a good thing. And that's what Abby did. Abby is actually making people heal. The Jen and Graham situation was really hard to watch because who did Jen go at her grandmother? I did find it so hypocritical of Graham's to then say, I forgive you. To me, that is such a condescending tone of, you're in the wrong and I'm not. And it was just, Grams has that way about her, but I do think Jen overstepped her mark. I don't know where she's going to go, what's going to happen, but no one's really, I get so frustrated watching for Jen because no one's truly there for her. Grams to a degree, but again, Jen overstepped that line. And if it's supposed to help make them stronger, then maybe it is. I don't know. I'm sure Jen goes back to her Grams house. I don't really remember. I don't remember any of this episode. So it was really fun to watch how people would react about Abby because it was so disingenuous. No one really liked her, and all of a sudden people were mourning her. It was like, none of you actually cared. I will say Jen's speech, very truthful, but also, who does that at someone's funeral? That was something. I'm curious about the diary. Will we see hallucinations of Abby for Andy until she gives it to the mother, the diary, and says, this is your daughter's inner thoughts, which were literally what she would say out loud. Wow, yeah. Interesting way to deal with grief. Michelle Williams does a fantastic job as Jen of dealing with this grief. I really do think she is really magnetic when you watch her. But I just really liked how everyone dealt with it and how they really felt. That people didn't hide saying they were glad she was gone. Like, Pacey was like, the world's a better place. And honestly, I think Abby would agree with him if it was someone else. But yeah, I do not know what Jen's gonna do. Oh, I really am curious. Maybe she'll go and stay with Jack, because that's the only other person I've seen her have any sort of closeness to. And Dawson and Joey are back together. So they are back together. It took almost a whole season, but they finally realised it's each other they want. Yeah, and it's fascinating watching all of this, watching them, or should I say, watching Dawson edit the film and looking at Abby. And in the moment where they pause on it, where Abby's smiling, you think, oh, look, there's a moment where she's being nice. And in the end, she's not. She's laughing at someone, because that was truly Abby. I think they'll move on pretty quickly. Maybe they'll do an episode a little bit of Jen grieving, but I think they'll move on. Shows like this tend to move on, and Abby's the type of character where they'll just forget about her because she's not here anymore. But yeah, I'm genuinely gonna miss the character of Abby, because I do think she was just one of those characters that you just, once you watch this show and you remember it, you'd never forget her. Thank you for watching.